My name is Kaz. Welcome to my mind and body class here at Christchurch University. We work alongside our parks. You should know that because that's how you signed on. Basically, we are going to do some yoga today. Bit of a Tai Chi warm-up. Be about 28 minutes. And then we finish in a nice lie down pose. Right, we're going to get started. So, if you come into a nice wide stance, what's that? It's a nice wide squat. So toes facing forward, little bend in the knee, thumb down, and just let everything relax and hang. So shoulders soft, just let your arms just hang off the body, yeah? Don't have any weight in the top half. So all of this is relaxed. All I want you to do is keep your left hand with your palm facing the opposite way and your right palm facing inside you. It's facing in towards you. And all you're going to do is sweep it across and watch my legs. So you're going to shift your weight over to one side. So there's going to be more of a knee bend in one side. Sweep it over and then you turn and you change and you swap it over to the other side. Swap it over to the other side. So we're not coming up and then across. All we're doing is we're sweeping from side to side. We're opening our hip flexors, yeah? Come across. Hopefully I should have one of my colleagues on today, Tom. He's another fitness instructor here and he's massive. So flexibility is going to be interesting. And I wanted to see how well he did. Can't see him yet. Maybe later. Sweep it across and sweep it back. Sweep it across. Now let's get a bit deeper. Sweep it over and back. Trying to work out how to turn my camera on. Sweep it across. Oh, Tom, TG, that's you. Sweep it across. You're going to bring your left foot into your right and you're going to push it away. Bring it back. Come out to your wide stance, sweep it across, bring your right foot in and push it away. Over, together, push it away. Bring it back, over. So we're getting a little bit more mobility here, yeah? Push it away. Bring it back, wide, together, push it away. Here, push it away. Come back to your nice wide stance. We're going to sweep our arms across and bring it over. And you're going to keep your palms facing out and sink right down into that squat. Sweep it the other way. Sweep it over. And as you sink down, come down into your squat. Let's get those thighs warm. Sweep it up and down. And the other way, up and down. Come on, let's get some real warmth in those thighs. Okay, bring your feet together, arms up high, and you're going to fling down and push up from your chest. Fling down and push up from your chest. Whoop. Just literally let it all loose, yeah? Just let it go. No one else can see you apart from me, because everyone else is looking in direction of me. Come on, sweep it. Right past, wee, yep. And down and push. Yeah, this is really good because we're getting a little bit of oxygenation going to our head. Yeah, we're livening our brains up this morning if we hang our head heavy. Oop. One more. Nice. We're going to start our sun salutations. So, sun salutations, I'm new. What are they? It's a real pulse raiser, yeah? We want to mobilize the body for some of the moves that we're going to do later. So you're going to keep your feet hip width apart. Feet hip width apart. We're going to find our mountain pose. So our mountain pose is feet hip width apart, bottom tucked in, tummy tucked in, chest facing forward, eye gaze forward, shoulders relaxed, arms down by your side. There is your basic mountain pose. Imagine as if you've got a rod that goes from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Yeah, nice mountain pose. We're going to extend the mountain pose and rise up. Your hands come in your prayer position. And then all I want you to do is dive. So we take our arms wide, we tip from the hip, we bring our chest to our thighs, we hang our head heavy, fingertips to the floor. Let everything hang here. Nice fold. You're going to step your right foot back. You're going to take your left foot back, and we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So our downward facing dog, we want to try and get our heels close to the floor. We want to keep our arms nice and straight with a tiny little bend in the elbows, yeah? We want to make sure our palms are nice and wide. They're the stability. They're holding you. We push our chest towards our thighs. There is our downward facing dog. You're going to walk your feet out. Let's get a little bit of flexibility in those hamstrings, yeah? Heel down, heel up. So that's the back of your leg. Heel down, heel up. How flexible are you feeling this morning? Not very, Karen. That's okay. We're going to roll into our plank. So a roll, it's a body roll. You lift your bottom high, your back, and you shift your weight nice and evenly into a high plank. We've rolled the body into a nice high plank. Knees down. You're going to squeeze those elbows into your side and lower yourself down halfway. And we're going to come up to our upward facing dog. So you're going to push through the palms, and then you're going to bring your thighs off the floor as well. There is our upward facing dog. If you've got your thighs on the floor, that's your cobra. Yes, it's still a move, but a little bit of extra work, thighs away from the floor. Push back into our downward facing dog. You're going to bring your right foot in between your hands. So lift it up and lunge forward. Back leg in. We're back in our fold. Rise into a nice extended mountain pose. So let's see if we remember the sequence. So we dive. Arms wide, dive. Arms wide. Thighs to the chest to the thighs. Hang your head heavy. Step your left foot back. Your right foot back. We're in our downward facing dog. You're going to roll through to your plank. Roll it through. Bottom up, back up. Nice distribution of weight there. Knees down. Squeeze your elbows in halfway and push up into our upward facing dog. Push back into our downward facing dog. Left foot comes between your hands. Up. Right foot comes in between your hands. We're back in our fold. Rise up. Right, we've got a couple of extra moves that we're going to make it a bit tougher. So all you're going to do is fold. Fold for me. Dive in that fold. Your option here is to jump back into your downward facing dog. Whoop. Jump back. Bottom high. Push that chest into those thighs. Roll through to your plank. Now we're going to do a tricep push-up. It's coming down to our crocodile. So stay on your toes halfway. And then all you do is turn your palms, turn your feet flat onto the floor and lift up into your upward facing dog. Thighs off the floor. Push back into your downward facing dog. And jump in. Let's jump in. Whoop. Into our fold. One more. Rise up. A lot quicker. Fold. Jump or step back. It's up to you. Downward facing dog. Roll through to your plank. You stay on your toes and you lower yourself down just a little bit to those knees maybe. Push up to your upward facing dog. Whoop. Push back into your downward facing dog. Jump in. Nice. Come on up. We are going to do some really nice inversions today. Inversions are really good. They open up your parasympathetic nervous system, yeah? Or the rest and digest system. So basically, it's going to be really good for sleeping. It's just going to calm us down. So we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. We're going to nail that. It's such an important move. One of the most important inversion moves that we do in any yoga. So palms flat on the floor. Yeah. Then you're going to curl your toes and push back into a downward facing dog. So let's get everything sorted. Look at your feet. Are they hip width apart? Yeah, thereabouts. If you want to make this tougher, you can bring your feet even closer together. It's a lot tougher when you bring them closer together. It's up to you. Or thighs apart. You're going to push through your palms and bring your chest towards your thighs. Now, I don't expect them to touch because then you would be in a fold. But we just want that nice chest push to the thighs so that we can create a nice straight line from the top of our bottom, hips are high, all the way to your fingertips. Maybe close your eyes here. There's an option. And I want you to take some really deep breaths. Every time you breathe in, push your tummy out, push the diaphragm right down. I want you to do 2 more breaths and we're going to come into our child's pose. Push that tummy out so the diaphragm comes down. On that last exhalation, come down into your child's pose. So, bottom on your heels. Forehead on your mat. Stretch your arms away. Fingertips are reaching towards the end of your mat. Or if you're just on the floor, reach them as far away as you can. So from here, we're going to push back into our downward facing dog, but we're going to try and not have to move our feet in any way whatsoever. So you're still in your child's pose. Don't need to watch me. Sometimes it's easier just to sort of think, what she said, right, okay. So we're in our child's pose. All I want you to do is lift your bottom high, curl your toes, and you should be in your downward facing dog already, yeah? So we haven't had to move our feet, we haven't had to move our arms, because all we did is come down to the child's pose and lift back up again. All I want you to do from here, your option is a dolphin. What's that? So come to your knees. Come to your knees. Bring your elbow down and your other elbow down. Hands flat on the floor if you want that stability. Or you can have your hands in a prayer position. And you're going to push back through your feet. There is your dolphin. So you're even closer to the floor with your head. Your elbows on the floor. This is not for everybody. Come back into your downward facing dog if that's where you want to be. Really nice deep breaths here. Pushing that tummy out every time we breathe in, yeah? What does she mean? The diaphragm gets pushed down so it extends the lungs. And to get it pushed down, it has to move all the organs out of the way, which is why your belly comes out. Come back into your child's pose. Come back into your child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. I really want you to try and not end up sorting yourself out. I just want you to push straight back into that move. So this can be your dolphin or it can be your downward facing dog. So we're not going to try and we're not going to move our hands once we're up there. All we're going to do is push back. We should be in a really nice, strong position with that child's pose. After fingertips are reaching to the top. We ready? We curl our toes. You can keep your elbows on the floor and push back. Or we've pushed back into our downward facing dog. So we want to try and avoid all moving our feet, moving our hands. We want to get a nice position from the floor straight away. Awesome. Come up to a standing position. We're going to do some balance. Whew. Oh, it feels nice. Hopefully you feel a bit warmer. Yeah. So, balance. We're going to do a tree pose. And it pretty much looks as exactly how it sounds. You might want a hard floor for this if you haven't got a flat surface, because it's really difficult to balance sometimes. So what we want to try and do is we shift all the way onto our left side, all the way onto the left side. That's your foundation leg. Your right foot is either going to have your toe next to your heel, or you're going to have it on your calf, or you're going to have it into your thigh. So try not to look at the screen, because if someone wobbles, it totally puts you wobbling too. Try and focus in front of you, something that's still. So remember your foot placements. Toe on the floor if your balance is off today, or on your calf, yeah, at the side of your calf. There's a really nice little knobbly bit that sticks out where your knee joint is, and that feels really comfortable with the arch of your foot on, but it's the worst place you can put it because it's pushing your joints. So it's either above the knee or below the knee. Remember that all the time, yeah? And like I said, try not to look at me. If I wobble, you'll wobble. We want some really nice deep breaths here. Your option here is to slowly take your fingertips all the way to the ceiling. Slowly take your fingertips all the way to the ceiling. Open them out wide. And your option here, close your eyes maybe. Could we close our eyes maybe? You need to let those eyelids fall as slowly as you possibly can to not put the balance off. Awesome. Bring your feet back together again. Feet back together again, and we're going to do a really nice fold. So take your arms out wide and fold from tip to the hip. Come down. Fingertips on the floor. Do a nice little counter pose. And just hang your head heavy here. Remember what I said we're working on at the beginning? So our parasympathetic system. Hanging your head heavy. Rise on up. And we're going to do our tree pose on the other foot, on the other side. So all the weight gets distributed onto the other side now. That's your right or your left. You did it on the wrong, or not the wrong side, the other side before, doesn't matter. So try and find your option. There's always a better side for balance, but remember focusing on something that's still. So toe next to your heel, foot just at the side of your calf or into your groin. And your hands are at your heart center. Now, balance is something you can train towards by sort of working on keeping those muscles engaged to keep your body still. But you know what? If you've got lots of stuff going on and your brain is constantly on the go, it does put your balance off. So if your balance is off, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's just off this morning, yeah? You're going to take your arms up really slowly to the ceiling. Open your arms. And remember your option here. You're going to feel it. Close your eyes, maybe. Oh. Awesome. We're going to go straight into our dancer's pose. We're going to do a nice little back bend. So you're going to come back into your tree pose on the other side. So wherever that is, your tree pose, here. We know the words now, most of us. Okay, so we are going to take this into a dancer's pose. So you might well need the wall or something to get ready for your balance. So you come into your tree pose. Get nice and balanced. Then you're going to take Do this from the side. This is going to require a lot of balance, yeah? So do it as slowly as you like. A couple of times, keep practicing. You're going to take your leg out with your hand underneath your thigh for support. Then you're going to take it down to the bottom of your foot and grab on the inside. And then you're going to take your knee behind and your hand forward. So I'm going to do that again. So have something for support. Yeah, there's no problem in holding onto the wall or something. So we have our foot into our groin if we can. If not, just take it up and hold it underneath the thigh straight away. Do that from here. Then you're going to take your hand and grab on the inside of your foot. Grab on the inside. Take your knee out and behind. So look at something really still and just listen to what I'm asking, because if you watch me, it will take your balance away. So we've come out to our tree pose. If we're here, we grab our thigh, we take our foot down, our hand down to our foot, grab it on the outside, and we take our dancer's pose behind us. Just give this a practice, yeah? A couple of times. Maybe get your knee right up behind you, Tom. Come down a bit more. Get your knee right up behind you. Come on, tip down a bit more. There we go. Very nice. Right, we're going to do it on the other side. Do it on the other side. So we hold our thigh if we need to underneath, or we start in our tree pose straight away. We're doing a prep move, yeah? We want to prepare for this. Then you come down and you grab on the inside of your foot, take it out, behind, arm forward. Some very nice balance. Gillian, well done, man. That's really good. Loving it. So you might want to come down, give it another practice. Very nice, Jessie. I'm loving the motion that you're going through, and you find it. You get your balance. Terrific. Okay, let's sit down. Oh, wobbling all over the place. Good effort. Well done. It's amazing. Like I said, if you're like, oh, I didn't manage to get any of that done, balance is something you can learn, but it's also how you feel on the day. So we're going to do a nice little lunge twist. Chaos. I'm totally off there. So we're going to come into a kneeling lunge. So our right foot comes forward. We're in a nice kneeling lunge. This is going to be our twist. Nice kneeling lunge. And you're going to take, so if you've got your right leg forward, take your left elbow onto that right knee. So the opposite elbow comes onto the other side on the knee, yeah? You're going to take your hands to your heart center and push those palms as close to the front of your chest as you can. This is a real twist, yeah? We've got to twist round. Your option here is to curl your toes up the back and lift your knee off the floor. Another option, open out your heart, arms wide. So keep your elbow on your knee, Tom. There we go. It's a proper twist. Come back down to your knee. Palms go either side of that front foot. And you're going to sit back onto your back heel. We're going to do a nice hamstring stretch. So we sit back. Our front toes come up. We try and straighten that front leg as much as we can. With this, we want to keep our hips nice and straight. So think about what she's asking. If I'm sitting down and my hips are like round here, there's no point in coming right down. We want to come down as much as we can, keeping those hips level. If that's right down, that's your super flexibility this morning, yeah? Come back up. And we're going to go straight into that twist again. So Elbow onto your opposite knee. Hands to your heart center. Push. Get that twist. Lever it round. Curl your toes under. We're pushing up if you're there. If you're not, stay here. Or come with me up. And open. These are options. They're not something you have to do. Come down. All we're going to do is change it onto the other side. So you take the other foot in front. We're in a nice lunge. We're on our knees. Take that opposite elbow onto that knee. Hands in your prayer position. Oh, push. Twist in front. Remember your options. Curl your toes under. Lift up. Whoop. Lift up. And open out your heart. Open out. Ah, very nice. Deep breath here. Breathe all the way out. Come back. Hands either side of that front foot. And we're going to sit back in for our hamstring stretch. Yeah, let's work those hamstrings. And remember what I said before. If you're coming down here and your hips aren't level, this isn't going to do the move and work the muscles it needs to. So you keep your toes high, your straight leg, and you sit back as far as you can onto your heel, as much as your body allows, yeah? Come forward. Our last twist. Elbow onto our knee. Palms together. Curl your toes. Lift up. Open out your heart. Open it out. Arm up high, Tom. Come on. There we go. Come on down. Come on, lying on back. And squeeze your knees into your chest. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Ah, nice counter pose. Yeah, we open the hips, bring them together. Squeeze your knees in. A little rock to the side, maybe. We're going to come into our Shavasana. What's that? It is our corpse pose. Such a horrible word. So that's why we're going to learn Shavasana. A bit of Sanskrit for you this morning. Lie flat on your back. Arms, just hang them at the side. Let your feet just drop to the side. I'm going to take you through a little body scan. So I just want you to take your head to the right. Bring it back to the center. And drop it to the other side. Lift your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Squeeze. And let it go. We're going to come down. I want you to take a really deep breath in. Squeeze your tummy muscles and push your back right into the floor. Push it right into the floor. Squeeze. And let it soften. Our palms. Scrunch your fists up. Squeeze those fists. And release. Our bum cheeks. Squeeze them in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Woo. And soften. Those toes, I want you to scrunch them up. Scrunch your toes up, scrunch your feet up, and release them. Imagine as if the ground could absorb you at any moment. Close your eyes. Just let your heart rate come back to a really nice slow rhythm. Deep breath in, and your tummy comes up. Let it all out. Deep breath in, and let it all out. And in your own time, come on up to a seated position. Cross our legs, legs out in front, whichever is comfortable. Ah, very nice. Bring your hands to your heart center. I'm going to wish you a lovely day. Lovely rest of the week. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to watch our YouTube channel. So type in Canterbury Sport and Active Health. Then you can get onto the YouTube channel and see all the other classes that we do. And that's like 6 others. Yeah. So we got Box Fit on Monday at 12:30. Tom does Get Started at 8 on Tuesday. Then you've got Amy, who does BLT at 12:30 Tuesday. Andy does Flex and Stretch on Wednesday at 12:30. You're back here with me on Thursday at 10:30. Tom does 6:30 tonight boot camp, or tomorrow. Come and do my HIIT session tomorrow with me, yeah? It starts the weekend off, or it finishes your week on a high. It's really, really good. Bye, Jonathan. Thanks.